meeting's about to start. I just can't see you.
Oh, okay. They can't see you, but they,
No, there were two, one for the cancel one and one for the government.
Hello? It's Sam.
Hi, Sam. We hear you.
Okay.
Hi, Virginia.
I'm having trouble getting in.
David's mic is muted. Bottom, left.
Is there a way that I'm supposed to unmute this, or?
Now I'm unmuted.
There you go.
Okay.
Now I can hear you.
All right, we got the technical difficulties out of the way. Again, David Porter, Chair of CORC, to everyone that's on the line. I'm the only one in physical attendance, so again, we will not have a quorum today. It'll just be presentation by staff. We do possibly have a window that might be opening up with the board, considering something that Mr. Barbieri and I worked out. So news on that will be coming soon to possibly allow us to do virtual and in person with only a few people in attendance. So again, the next couple of weeks that will hopefully get worked out, and Jim or Dave or both will be giving you information about that and how we might be able to have a quasi virtual meeting again for the next month. But for today, this is all from me. The only thing I will say, at the end of our January meeting, we usually have election of chair and vice chair. Legal has advised us, because we don't have a quorum, that the current chair and vice chair will just remain until such time that we can have an actual official meeting. So you all have plenty of extra time to campaign for those really highly sought after posts. That's all I've got. So I will now turn it back over to Dave and conduct a brief meeting, because we won't be able to have any back and forth discussions.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Just for the record, in this CORC boardroom, CORC meeting room, those people in attendance are myself, David Porter, Holly with legal is here. Good morning, Holly. And in our audience, we have John Levinson and Jim Auld, both representing Wharton Smith and Ziskovich. And that's the extent of the people that are in the room today. Jim, I will turn this over to you to start off, and then I'll jump in with my things.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to be around this new year and to be with you all. First thing on my agenda is to tell you that Ms. Whitfield, Board Member Whitfield, has appointed or is about to appoint a new member to CORC in the construction trade specialist slot that has been open. The gentleman's name is Steve Needs. He is on this call. To tell you a little bit about him, he was with the district for a long time and has retired. He's got a great experience in our industry. He's a plans examiner. He was an inspector. He was in our mechanical group, and he was doing commissioning. He was on our variance committee for the district master specs, so he's quite qualified. I'm not sure if he's going to be on the January agenda for the school board to approve him or not. He cannot vote today. Well, no one can vote today, but anyway, I would like to welcome him. Steve, would you like to say a few words to the committee?
Well, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not,
but I'm glad to be part of the committee, and I look forward to working with you guys.
Very good. Thank you. Welcome, Steve.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Steve. Welcome.
I would like to jump to something cool that happened yesterday. We got a ribbon cutting for the clinic, our brand new clinic at Fulton Holland. So Dave, I'm going to ask you to throw those photographs on the screen, if you would be so kind. Number one. This is a mid-October photograph. You know, the clinic is being constructed within 2 concrete modular portables on our campus. And we had to actually cut the floor open to get all the plumbing associated with the doctor's office. So that was October. The next photograph is, you can see on the wall to the right, that is the 2 walls of the portables butted up side by side and an opening cut in between them. So you can see how thin the walls of those concrete modulars are. The next photograph, Dave. This is the frame in October. We were just getting it set up at this point, and next I'm going to show a couple pictures from the ribbon cutting, and to tell you a little bit about it. So there's Dr. Fenoy and Diane. We had a very nice turnout. Mr. Barbieri was there. A whole slate of very important people, including our contractor and our designer, which is the next slide, I believe. This is state construction, contracting and engineering. That's, what's Paul's last name? I can't remember. All right, anyway, the gentleman on the right is the owner of state contracting, and then we have Michelle and Mike, the superintendent. And on the left is Franz Daniel from REG Architects, who was the designer of the clinic. Next one, Dave. Paul Carty, that was his name. All right, here's the new reception desk. And I'm so proud of the facility. I'm proud of the team. We started construction in September and finished it in the middle of December. So 3.5 months start to finish. State did an awesome job. They're an SPE on our team also. And our last photo is the lobby. So, and the clinic started operating on January 4th. And I wanted to also thank, while I could, our building department. So even though they didn't cut us any breaks on any code-related things, they were there to inspect when we needed them. And we were able to take occupancy just on time. The school district intends to do pre-employment drug screening in this facility, and it's right on our campus, so convenient. Anyway, a very nice little minor project to share with you this morning. And lastly, I was going to hope that Holly Hahn would jump on the microphone here and would give us an update on whether or not we can continue having virtual meetings. Holly, are you there?
Good morning. Yes, I am. And it appears that Mr. Barbieri is intending on bringing a discussion before the board on Wednesday, which will be January 20th, and bringing up the topic of possibly having an emergency policy that would lower the current quorum requirement to some other lower amount. Right now it's 50%. And so that's really the update, and stay tuned on Wednesday when it's anticipated, like I said, that the board will discuss the possibility of drafting an emergency policy to lower the quorum requirement, which would then allow the boards, the advisory boards, to allow members, once a quorum is reached, to allow them to have the other members of the board appear virtually, and then business could be conducted.
Okay, Holly, thank you very much for that. And we're looking forward to having productive meetings again in the near future. Dave, I'll turn it back to you now.
Okay. Again, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Now, to turn to a more somber point, many of you are aware, I think we put out a quick note on that. Sadly, since our last meeting, one of our valued team members, Kerry Kelly, suddenly passed away. This is a tragedy of epic proportions for a number of reasons, not the least of which, of course, many of you are familiar with the incredible work that she did for the district. I always used to joke with her. I was wondering where she was hiding the cape because she did everything. She did everything for everybody at all times and was an exceptional talent. In addition to that, I can't tell you how sad I am because she was such a dear friend and such a dear woman. She was so caring, and I've had the pleasure of talking with her family a lot in the last month about this, and it was just who she was. She didn't want to focus on herself. She would always turn to, so how are you? You know, what's going on in your life? That's who she was. And the part that really got to me was obviously not the finality of it and not being able to say all the things I meant to say to her. And that's kind of the one wish that I have for each and every one of you, is that you take pride and joy in all the people around you, the people that matter to you. When you wake up in the morning, tell them that you love them, make sure you get to see them, and always, you know, tell them how important they are to you. Because I'm sure we all get it, but life is way too short. So I wish each and every one of you blessings going forward. You and your families are all safe. And with that being said, I guess in having gone over the agenda items, we were able to provide some feedback on them. So normally at this point, I would then just turn back to doing the my CORC report. And I'm going to try to get this loaded up and see if we can do this. So bear with me 1 second. Okay, now let's see. Nope, that's not how that works. So is there a Zoom? Okay. All right. This is, as you all are probably aware, our construction period over the Christmas, over the winter break, was pretty busy. We had a lot of activities going on. And as you've probably noticed from your agenda items, we've also had a lot of selection committees for architects and contractors. So we had, in addition to doing the actual work, many of our staff members are sitting on the selection committees, as some of you are, and we do have a lot of work coming up. I say this in that I know you guys had a lot of items to review this month. I believe that next month is going to be just as busy, because as a matter of fact, I even know this afternoon we have another selection committee in this room. So it's a busy day. It's a busy time for us. We've got a lot of projects going on. Okay, let me see. How do I do this? Where is this page down? Okay. This is our standard monthly slide to identify the participation and the money expended. We just had a report the other day from Treasury that we are right on time with the amount of money that's come in. The same amount of money has been gone out. So we're keeping in line with the money. And again, I don't want to step on Leanne's toes, but I know that there was good news in that the resultant, I think it was up to the October report. It looks like while we were running at about 115% of the sales tax revenues, we dropped down to about 113% of the sales tax revenues. So we really did not suffer a huge amount at this point. And we're hoping that things start to turn around, but knock on wood, I think we've gotten through that first hurdle. Okay, the next two slides are ones that you're very familiar with, or this is our latest format, the request that was done previously to make sure that we're showing the projects that are coming up that are, and this is both for your benefit as well as the general public who wants to know when these projects are being advertised. You can see a lot of these things are were advertised already, this first screen. And some of them will be coming to you guys in, as you can see, February, March, and April. So it's a busy time for us. Doesn't want to work now. There we go. Okay, next one. Next page, you'll see we've got at the bottom 4, we've got a couple more that are going to be advertised. And we will be awarding these design services and pre-cons over the next several months. So we've still got quite a bit of work going on, and this is just the short-term snapshot. Okay, upcoming GMPs, as you've all seen, the North Grade facility renewal and the Citrus Cove Core expansion project, both of those are on for this month. And what you'll see is then the other items that are coming up in April through June. Those GMPs are all the big projects, the West Tech improvements, the new O5C elementary school in Boca, which, by the way, thanks to the, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but thanks to the city of Boca, the other night they did vote to convey the property for us for this O5C. So, and on Wednesday, our board will be receiving that conveyance of property. So the Boca project, the Delray Full Service Center project, the Lake Worth High School, that's a O high school. These are all starting. The Boca, the O5C and the O are starting this spring, this start of the summer. The 17 PP middle school is also starting, but that's probably going to start in the late summer to early fall. So these are big projects coming up now. Okay. Many of these development activities that you'll see on this slide are ones that you're familiar with because many of them are actually on your agenda for today. We've got design services coming up in February, design services coming up in March. And again, if I don't always remind you guys, this file is on your board doc. So if anybody wants to view it, you can download it from there. Okay, so Citrus Cove, go up. Where's the page up button? There we go. Citrus Cove is on the board. Design services for Delray Full Service are well in swing. We've had a community meeting recently, and we would anticipate that that's going to be designed, will be completed very shortly. West Tech, I think we actually have 100% drawings, and the bids are out on the street. We've had walkthroughs. The O high school is getting close to completion, and I know for a fact that the O5C is very close to completion of the design as well. 17 PP is a little bit further behind, but still in quick cycle to be done by around early this summer. Okay. All right. The heavy load that we pull is the ongoing facility renewals. We've got a lot of work going on. I don't need to go through these in great detail, but you'll see that some of the roofs have been completed at Forest Hill. It's a big ask for us. We've got a lot of work going on at Woodlands and Western Pines as well. Indian Pines. You'll notice standardized testing is coming up. So that will impact our ability to get some work done over the coming months, but our teams are always working with the school administration to try to figure out how to work nights and weekends or work in areas that won't be affecting their testing. Royal Palm High School is well underway, and Starlight Cove. Okay. Facility renewals. Two of the big ones. Poor Joel Campbell. Joel's got Wellington High School and Spanish River. Both of those are very, very thorough projects. And I know they won't hear it, but I got to do a shout out to both of those principals. because they came around and allowed us to do a lot of work in those schools where they shuffled classes around to make sure that we can get the work done during the day, and helps us speed that process along. As well, Pioneer Park and Wellington L. And Wellington L is coming near completion. Some photos. You can see Forest Hill, Woodlands. Restrooms at Royal Palm High School. Wellington High School, we've got a roof at Indian Pines. Pioneer Park, Starlight Cove roof coating, sorry. And then, of course, restroom improvements at Spanish River High School. And again, I want to remind everybody, I know it doesn't get said quite as much. A lot of the things we do, some of those photos that I just showed you are things that some of the people can see. You can see the bathrooms improved, or maybe you see the roof, but the vast majority of the things we're doing are things like those duct installations and the the roof work. That's stuff that people don't see in the schools, but it really does make a huge difference. And for the teachers and for the principals, it's been a huge improvement. They're really excited about it. Hey, Washington and Addison Meisner, these are the next two sets up. You're familiar with the fact that both of these are well under construction and will be open by, we're hoping around June-ish, so that they'll be ready for occupation in August. Well, you can all read the improvements. Washington is really looking like it's now shaped in. A lot of the framing going in. I knew somebody was going to ask, and I was tempted to ask the question, why do we have snow in South Florida on that picture? Okay, Addison Meisner. Addison Meisner is equally advanced in their construction. The improvements, the site improvements. Oh, goodness gracious, went way too fast. There we go. Okay. Site improvements. Backside look at that same campus. Okay, and this will be the last time I show this as a separate slide, but as Plumosa School of the Arts is also a school that is under construction, the additional classroom building to expand it to a K-8. That project is well underway. The expectation is that we hope to have we expect to have all the classrooms done and operable by the start of the next school year in August. Some of the other work might drag on by a month or two, but they won't necessarily have an impact on the operation of the school. The way the K-8 expansion always works is they don't load the whole school that first year. So the first year they will load 6th graders in that building. So for the first year, part of the school will remain empty. Or what they might do is shift some of the other elementary kids into some of the classrooms. So it's a 3-year step-up process to add the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students into the school. So, masonry walls are complete. In the music wing, you'll notice that the 2nd floor deck concrete pour is scheduled for this week. I'm going to start seeing some real progress in the coming days. there's the footprint that we'd previously shown you. The existing bus loop or parent pickup loop. We've got some improvements that are going on this. We're going to actually take this, I guess you guys can't see my cursor, but take this, that front entrance is going to come down there, and there's going to be a turn lane and improvements done to the that front entryway. Sorry, bear with me.
We can see your cursor.
Oh, you can. Okay. So this big section here is the classroom building. That's the section that we're going to be doing the second story deck pour. This is the section on the right here is the 1 story, but it's a high 1 story music performance area. Another vantage point. Okay, in Jupiter Classroom, the modular project are complete. We're doing the walkway covers are very near completion. The restroom building that is associated with it is near completion. As you can see, we're waiting for an AC unit to be installed. And then the ag program, the agriculture program, which was relocated temporarily to the side of Jupiter High School, will be permanently relocated. The 100% drawings are almost done. And that's going to be a smaller project that will be taken care of through minor contracts. So, okay, and Jim never gets enough love in this meeting. Minor projects. This is where you kind of wonder what happens on all the little things. Well, we're trying to accentuate some of those things. I think we might have mentioned to you that Louise Feldkamp, one of our SPAs who was working on a lot of minor projects, she has left the district, gone on to higher opportunities. But she left us with a lot of projects that are closing out, that are getting done. A lot of the flammable storage projects, re-roofing projects. Again, Jim told you about the clinic ribbon cutting yesterday. The Crossroads project is basically done. We smartly moved the administrative offices out of a modular that was in the front of the campus, moved it to a more safe location. Because that modular was also old, and this is a good project. The box stairway project, James Farrell is working on this project, and he's got a lot of work ahead of him, but he's been working all through the school year. He's been working with the principal and the administration and making sure that there is no impact. But the work has been going along smooth. Jackie Cooper Construction has been working on that with us. Jupiter Elementary, 3 modulars. We're adding 3 modulars to improve. Jupiter Elementary is a school that went from, I think, a C to an A, and their numbers have dramatically increased. So these 3 modulars are definitely necessary, and we look to have these things done this spring to this summer so that they'll be ready for the fall. And then one of the other portable projects, Sable Palm High Ridge. If any of you are familiar with it in the past, that project, that facility, the wooden classrooms, the wooden portables that were there were in bad disrepair. And we were able to relocate good new concretables knock those down and replace them with new concretables. So that's a huge impact to that campus. And as you can see, we're going to close out on that one. So. And that's it. I ask for any questions, but I apologize. I can't really ask for questions. It's just a standard slide. So, but again, I go back to, I'll let Jim take over on this if there's anything else. But if you do have questions, please don't hesitate. Susan is your repository for all questions and concerns. If anything that you noticed in the presentation today, you need follow-up, you'd like follow-up, please email Susan, let her know what it is, and I will do my darndest to get back with you in writing and or in person if necessary.
So thank you. I just wanted to note for the record that there are 9 CORC members on the call, 8 on the call and 1 in person. So that's the record for today. We had 42 people on the call. And I wanted to also thank you for your very pertinent questions this week. We we answered a lot of questions and a couple late ones, and we do appreciate the ability to serve you in that manner. And yes, I'll get a haircut as soon as I get my second COVID shot. Anyway, thank you all for participating. That's all I have for today.
Okay, Mr. Porter.
Yeah, that's it. Hopefully we will have a real meeting for February. So everybody stay safe and scramble
David.
to get your shots.
David,
Yes, who's this?
it's Berger.
Yes.
I'm curious, and this isn't a CORC, it's not CORC, it's outside of CORC. I'm curious how many people we could have come today if their knowledge that there was going to be a lower number for a quorum.
I've already,
Okay.
I've already emailed Jim Kennard saying after we get that hopeful announcement this coming Wednesday from the board that he does a poll of all the CORC members so that we will know that we can meet that lower quorum for the February meeting.
Jim, and just so you don't have to bother with me, as long as I don't have something that a judge orders me to, I can be in attendance.
Thank you. I just wanted to make one point on that matter. If you come in person to help us make a quorum, you have to stay for the whole meeting for the quorum to stay in place. In other words, you can't pop in and say hello and then leave. You have to be there if there's going to be a valid vote.
Of course.
Yeah, and I believe that works as long as we're voting. I think if we're just having a presentation, I don't know if you would have to be there for that. But that's a detail, and we could always check that if somebody had to leave early. Okay, everyone, that concludes us. Hopefully we will be able to have a real meeting in February. Goodbye.
Take care, everybody.
Everybody.